So today I'm testing Qwen 3.8 Max because the benchmarks are saying it's right up there with Fable and Soul, so I'm making it build 2 games, Slay Spire and Geometry Dash. So subscribe if you want more videos like this, and let's get right into it. So this is the Slay Spire clone that Qwen 3.8 Max made, and I already played it, and there were some bugs, so I'll go over those and I fixed them. And so when we hit the new run, before you could only play as the Warden, but now you can play as the Viper as well. These are, as you can see, are very heavily inspired by the actual Slay Spire. And so let's start this. So the first bug that I popped up was I couldn't actually click on these different routes, which I feel like from some of the debugging that I actually did, seems like it's because it doesn't fully test the actual game that it makes, which is very weird. But even as you can see here, it does give Slay Spire-esque vibes right now. There is no music. I'm not sure why it didn't create music, but it does have some like pop-up sounds. But overall, it's pretty good for what it created. There was also some other bugs. So when we kill this opponent, when we're trying to get the rewards, it also had other issues where I couldn't actually get a card. So over here, it wasn't like this before. Before, it was behind the original deck, so whatever you had left, and you couldn't even click on it to actually get a card, but now you can actually get a card. And as you can see, the playstyle is basically ripped off. It's like a ripped off like Venom. This is the assassin with the blades and stuff like that, which is very funny. I did give it a longer prompt, which I will show later on in the video. I'll have like a little separate section for like the prompt I use, because basically for that, what I did was I created like an MD file with everything that I wanted it to create. So I basically prompted ChatGPT to do some research on the games, then create a prompt for it to build on, and then I used that MD file to then be built. And instead of just doing like a singular prompt, which would have probably been fine to do, but it wouldn't probably have most of the details, because besides some of those small bugs, it was mostly working pretty well. I guess the bugs weren't fully small, but once it fixed those bugs, the overall game looks fine. Obviously, it would be nicer if it had more animation, if the enemies looked a little bit better. Yeah, so for like $28-ish that it cost to make this, it's not bad. I would say I'm pretty impressed, actually. There are definitely other bugs also in the next game that we will play that I had to have it fixed. So I feel like one of the biggest things about this model is that it doesn't fully test the actual product, at least for the games that I made, because there was a lot of small bugs and I was like, like even in the other game, I couldn't even fully start it. And so I was very confused on how it didn't even test the beginning of the game, because at least if it was, you know, midway through the game or some other bug like that, that's fine, right? Like we can prompt it to fix it. But it was just straight off the bat had the bugs, which was kind of concerning. But the overall thing here isn't bad. And we'll get to the boss soon, so I'll come back when we're at the boss. Okay, wait, we're almost cooked. I'm not at the boss yet, but we are literally almost cooked. I was not paying attention as much. Merchant, and as you can see here, we have the merchant. This is the elite that I just almost got cooked by, but luckily I still won. And we can't scroll, which is I like, as you can see, another bug that I didn't really fully test. But we can't even scroll to see the rest of the paths, which is a pretty big bug, because as you know, in Slay Spire, you're able to actually see the paths beforehand just to see where you would want to go. And so this is our deck. Looks pretty good. The UI doesn't look bad here, actually. It doesn't. I know in some models, sometimes like the text overlay, stuff like that, but here it seems very clean, and overall it's not bad. Another issue I actually ran into was that if I would somehow get out the game or interrupt, and it would go back to like continue run, it would then skip whatever battle or whatever I was supposed to be on, which was a bug. It should be fixed now. And so this is the store as well. So let's see, we'll get this. Yeah, so this is very similar, as you can even see. Obviously, it doesn't look as nice, but the core mechanics are there for Slay Spire. Okay, now we're on a boss. I think we might get cooked, though. I was able to beat the boss before. And okay, so this is a new bug here. As you can see, this basically cuts it off. So before, another bug for the last one was like the boss was too big, so we couldn't see its health and we couldn't see its shield and what it was intending to do next turn. So now this is the way it decided to actually try to fix it. And as you can see, it's not fixed at all, because now this is cut off. So now we have to try to look at it like this, which is kind of annoying. So you failed. We could see the run history, which is pretty nice actually. Like, it has this Act 1, floor 10 is where we were defeated. It says the date, it says how many cards, how many bosses, the seed. Now we can go again. So I'll come back once I actually am at the boss again. And so as you can see here, I'm almost at the boss, but you can either upgrade a card or heal, kind of very similar to the actual Slay the Spire. So we're going to heal because we're about to get cooked. Okay, so now we're finally back at the boss. So let's see if we can do some actual damage here. We're kind of getting cooked, so let's apply some venom, apply some bleed, and some more bleed. Why not? We have bleed 16. We can't even block this, so he's going to take half of us. Yeah, okay, we're just going to attack. About to heal. And as you can see here, so we beat him. We could get one of these like relics, kind of similar in the game. So start of each turn, gain 1 energy, etc. So we'll just do that. Then we can descend. And now we're in Act 2. And I'm pretty sure the people, or I mean, the enemies look a little different. It's like blue now. So it's not like fully different, but it's a little different. The one difference, as you can see at the top, is that our health doesn't heal. I know like in Slay the Spire 2 and even regular Slay the Spire, our health heals after. So it didn't do that. So that would be something I would have to fix. Okay, so but overall, I would say the game is pretty good. There's still a decent amount of bugs I would need to fix, but now we can head over to the next one. Okay, so this is the Geometry Dash game I created. Overall, it's pretty fun. I'm going to show you guys it. As you can see, a bunch of attempts. Some of them were also when I was just play testing it and trying to fix a lot of the bugs. So there was a decent amount of bugs that I will go over. So let's get right into it. So the first bug was, so let's say if we die now, that it wouldn't start up. So we would basically be stuck there. And sometimes we would even go through the floor, which was kind of annoying. But as you can hear, the music's pretty good. It is very Geometry Dash like. I wouldn't say I'm impressed just because this is a very simple game to create. So I just wanted to see if it was able to create a simple game well. And I feel like for Geometry Dash, there's like a couple things that matter the most. So obviously the music, and then also like how fluid and fast does the game actually react, because you have to have fast reactions. I'm not gonna lie, I was never great at Geometry Dash. We'll see if we can actually make it through. I haven't beaten this yet. I only got up to 89%, so we might not be able to do that. But as you can even see, it has these type of Geometry Dash like features. So like basically keep hopping in the air. There's also, I'm going to try to get to basically where we start flying, which is another one, which is like right after where I just currently died. So, okay. So now we're about to get there. So this is the flying features. I fixed it a little bit. So I thought it was a little too hard, at least for me. Now we're reaching over here where it's kind of faster. The music is supposed to change soon. Like you see, like this is pretty cool, and the music does kind of slap. Oh, we won actually. I'm actually surprised, as you can see. So now we can go back to the menu. So it says, this is kind of cool. It says the mode, the temps, jumps, and I guess Renaissance shards, like how many we picked up, because I definitely didn't pick up all of them. And currently, I guess there's only one mission, sadly. But you can put settings, audio, different things, reduce the effects. We can show the FPS. We can show the stats. So as you can see, total attempts, how many deaths, total jumps, which is pretty nice that it keeps that as well. We can even go to practice. So I guess practice is just the game. And so we can have checkpoints. I haven't even tried this out yet. Yeah, so it's literally the same map. You just practice it beforehand, which I guess is a nice little feature. So you can try. And so I guess, you see, I said it too soon. And so, okay. This is nice for, I guess, the tryhards that are trying to get it down pack. You see, I'm so bad at this game. I would say Qwen 3.8 max. is decent. I wouldn't say it's the best. There's a lot of bugs, and I feel like it doesn't actually test the model, or doesn't test the games that it actually creates, even though when I was looking at it, it says test complete, and sometimes it would still have the same bug or not fully fix it. So I feel like that is a downfall of this, and I wouldn't be using this model for like other gaming things. So as you can see here, this is what I told ChatGPT to do, basically recreate Slay Spire. I misspelled stuff just because I was just typing it fast and I just hit send. It says it researched it, and then it gave me this long prompt. So the core gameplay loop, run structure, all the maps, stuff like that. And as you can see, turn-based, it was very, very detailed enemy intent, all these different things. Block, make sure that uses 3JS. And so as we can even see here, like 4 original characters. Originally, they were only the warden was playable. And then I made it also implement this and just get rid of the other ones that weren't actually implemented yet. But as you can see, they're just very similar to what Slay Spire has, just because of the research that ChatGPT did, which makes sense. And you can see even has like a synergy design, relics, all those things, which is why it was very similar to Slay Spire. But as you can see, this is super detailed. And we can keep scrolling, basically. UX, visual direction, animation. And even with all of this, it still had some bugs that I had to fix, but the overall design of it was fine. Besides just like, hey, I can't start the game. Hey, we need to fix this UI a bit. Hey, for some reason, I can't click on this. Overall, it was pretty decent. And so this is like the first hero. Has a bunch of different things. And yeah, just as you can see, this is pretty long. I even said, can we make sure it's 3JS? Blah, blah, blah. Just make sure. And then I basically made it give me the full thing again. So as you can see here, it's just that. The full list is right here. And then I was like, hey, I think I should maybe put this in a MD file. So I was like, hey, should I just put this in an MD file instead? And then so it gave me this to put into the MD file, and it's the game spec. And as you can see, it's basically the same thing, just everything all together, including the changes that it had. And if we scroll, as you can see, there's a lot. And so now, this is for the geometry dash one as well, as you can see. You do one for it, and it basically said do not copy, all this stuff. So this is another MD file I created. And so basically, this is very detailed. As you can see, it's a 2.5D game. It has a lot of details for this, which is why it looked and felt very geometry dash like. I do wonder if I decided just to give it the prompt, how well it would have actually made it itself. But for this, I just wanted to see the actual capabilities. I didn't want it to do more thinking than it had to. Besides, let's just see how it actually builds a game with solid direction. And as you can see, this is pretty long too. Level progression, music, synchronization, as you can see. So it had a lot of stuff in here. I would say it did pretty well, besides the small bugs. So with that, I'll end this here. As you can see, I'm still scrolling. But if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below what other videos you want to see. And I'll see you guys later.